From Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
It is Wednesday, the 21st day of December, 2011. Our nation and the rest of the world, from China to England, from Russia to Mexico, is being imploded by design and brought to its knees through controlled depression. We have this from the IMF and World Bank documents, BBC 2002, their plan, and they are now carrying it out. Massive new banker bailouts, which is really just direct taxation over the population to the big six mega banks. Much of it U.S. taxpayer money has now been announced in Europe. Last year at Davos, they wanted $100 trillion in new taxpayer money. The power to tax is the power to destroy. The globalists want to shut down all of their competition. The worst of the worst have competed to get control of society. They engage in high-tech propaganda to manipulate and befuddle and bamboozle the dumbstruck population. We are here to shake people out of their morass, out of their dazed existence, to become actual actors in the game of life, to be on the field, not mindless, programmable spectators, nothing but virtual biological androids. I knew this would come. I knew that Louisiana and surrounding areas were a beta test. I knew at the time they were going door-to-door confiscating guns in the high and dry areas and killing U.S. citizens. It was all a big exercise in martial law and media control. The government cut the police lines. Sheriffs and others went public. They jammed police communications as the storm hit so they could claim that the police stood down and set a pretext for FBI leading regular Army, big Army, National Guard, and military police and SWAT teams from around the country. You saw that happen almost 6 years ago. Now, as the welfare state implodes, as the crime accelerates in Chicago, in fact, I'm going to have Paul Watson and Nemo add this right now, in Chicago and in New Orleans, but the new article is on Louisiana and New Orleans. Remember Blagojevich, just a month or so before he got indicted. You can pull this up. It was in the Associated Press and the audio of it, and said, we want National Guard and regular Army doing door-to-door gun sweeps. And they've actually had them now in Chicago quietly. So we should, by the way, add that caveat to this to show folks that it is a Democratic Party, but Bush did it as well, operation where they've got state reps on TV saying we want troops on the streets to stop the guns and the drugs. The guns the government ships in and the drugs the government ships in. Here are the articles by Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones. Louisiana state officials calls for troops on the streets. National Guard engaged in door-to-door gun confiscation during Hurricane Katrina. That was a beta test. And here is Kurt Nemo's excellent article, top story at Infowars.com as well. Martial law attempt in Louisiana echoes Ron Paul's warning. Do I need to tell you to get these articles and get them out on Facebook, Twitter? YouTube's got social network systems as well. Do I need to tell you to do that? This is an absolute red alert because in Iowa, in Indiana, in California, in Florida, in Michigan, in Illinois, in Boston, in Dallas, Texas, different cities, statewide, you name it, they're having knock and talk where they come now with the Army, with the police. This is in the news. We'd like to talk about your firearms today, ma'am. Mind if we come in? And then they basically force their way in. In Boston, they admit they just forced their way in. No warrants. And they are really getting the police drilled and ready to commit these crimes under peer pressure. And so it's on. I've got the audio and the video from CNN coming up on the other side of this break where they're like, absolutely, let's put troops on the streets and let's get those guns. That's how you fight crime. The war on drugs is not going to be the war on your guns. And the same people ship both in to the criminals.